Who is this man?
I'm her godfather.
Related.
Get back.
Indiana Jones 5, The Dial of Destiny. Oh, please, for the love of Han Solo, let this be the last Indiana Jones movie. Harrison Ford is so tired and shouldn't be made to do these stunts, even though he really wants to. The man's gotta be nearing 80 or something. Come on, guys. In all seriousness, though, this movie is pretty polarizing. I guess I should talk about the other films, though, and give my opinion on those. So, real quick, Raiders of the Lost Ark, classic, wonderful, timeless. Temple of Doom, incredibly hokey, cartoony, and oddly super racist for some reason. That's weird. The Last Crusade is just a ton of fun. Sean Connery makes a perfect father figure for Indy. Iconic lines. It's just a really damn good time. Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, stupid, schlocky, too much like a video game. Shia LaBeouf not really knowing what to do, and just a very long meh time. Like, it drags on a bit. Now then, what do I think about this movie, number 5? It's not bad, honestly. I definitely put it square in the middle of the indie movies, so maybe 1, 3, 5, 2, 4, I think is my order here. Indiana Jones 5 follows our classic archaeology professor years after World War II, accepting his retirement when his never before mentioned goddaughter named Helena Shaw arrives, asking him about a device that her late father, Jones's apparent really good best friend, who was also never mentioned before, gave to Jones that can apparently travel through time, called the Archimedes Dial. A Nazi scientist is also after the dial, and a globe-trotting chase between them all ensues. As far as action-adventure films go, this is actually pretty enjoyable. The action is exciting, the stunts are well choreographed, and snarky one-liners shouted out throughout it are pretty fun for the most part. Unfortunately, when the movie slows down, it slows to a crawl. Pacing is great until these parts where it just feels like the movie stops, and a 142-minute movie starts to feel closer to 180 minutes or maybe 200 minutes. I get it, slow spots are needed to break up the action, but they can be handled much, much more smoothly than this. Even the ending feels like they realized they were dragging their feet, so they literally just go smack, cut to black, fade in, ending monologues, let's go, let's go, let's go, which I thought was funny watching it because I just wanted to get out of there by the end of it. The acting is solid from everyone in this, with Harrison Ford being an expectedly gruff, angry version of Indy, which makes sense because he's older. Phoebe Waller-Bridge as Helena Shaw, however, is an absolute delight for the most part. Her delivery and carefree attitude feels right at home with the setting, and her genuine excitement combined with the carefree expressions lead her to be a flawed yet intriguing character that clearly still has a lot to learn. I'm pretty sure the idea here is to pass the torch to her character for future installments, as Harrison Ford is just way too old to keep this up for much longer, and other reasons in the movie I feel like he'd just be relegated to, if he even shows up for other movies, I feel like he'd be relegated to cameo appearances or maybe just flashbacks like that. So I don't know. Mads Mikkelsen is a wonderful villain, as always, although his character is a bit too stoic until the ending. I like how the film explores having Nazis as antagonists again, even after World War II. They're much better than the communists from Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. It's just a fun detail. Although, what is a weird detail is the lack of Shia LaBeouf. This isn't really a spoiler, as they detail what happened with his character 5 minutes into the movie, but quick spoiler if you want to cover your ears for 5 seconds, but he's dead. They killed him off. No cameo, not even a picture, which is hilariously odd, especially since they went no more Shia, let's throw in a pseudo offspring who is way more like Indy than her actual father. It had to have started off as some sort of joke. It fits way too well and makes no real sense. She even has her own kid sidekick that is barely explained and only really used as a getaway driver. They're trying a little bit too much to be like Temple of Doom here, but not as racist. Temple of Doom even gets a few odd callouts late in the movie, which, okay, it's weird. I don't know why they did that. As for the adventure itself, it stays mostly in the Mediterranean, but has ruins, caves, city chases, etc. It's just a lot of dumb fun with extended action set pieces. I remember sitting in the theater thinking, wow, this is what the Uncharted movie really wishes it could have been with its action and characters. I do kind of expect Tom Holland to join an Indiana Jones movie at some point because he just seems to be in everything and seems to be wanting to do more action movies, so maybe? I hope not. I think he sticks out too much. He's just too recognizable. The action is really good in this though, and it's obvious at times that when they cut to character reactions that they're in front of a green screen and then the rest of the action is done with stunt performers, but it's at least interesting because you can tell that these stunts are really happening. Those cars really are driving down this crowded walkway. These people really are hanging off of something or jumping down something or falling into water. It's very, very cool. I like that. You gotta be able to actually have your stunts in a stunt movie. If you didn't, it would just feel rather cheap, and I don't think people would like it as much. I certainly wouldn't like this film as much either. The film is also rather predictable, even though the ending does have a bit of a fun twist. It's not really a great twist, but it's a fun detail at least. The actual resolution does feel a bit forced and rushed through. Oh, and a few character fates feel a bit lackluster. There's a lot of focus on a specific 3 antagonists that you know have to bite it at some point. And when they do, only one is slightly memorable, and that's a stretch in itself, which is bizarre to me. I feel like they could have had a bigger moment like they do with literally every other Indiana Jones movie, even Crystal Skull. I mean, you could have had the face melting scene from Raiders. Or the rapidly aging Crusade one.
He chose poorly.
Or Kalima. Or hell, even the dude that was eaten by ants in Crystal Skull. Those are all at least interesting and visually appealing, whereas this one just feels lame in comparison, which is odd for these established characters that you're following for most of the movie. Even if we don't really get names for them, I don't think any of them are actually named besides 1 or 2, and I cannot tell you what their names are unless I look up a cast list. It just goes right over my head. I don't think their names were even that memorable. It's just a weird decision that doesn't really give the film any memorable moments. Like, there should be something that says, oh yeah, Dial of Destiny, I remember this one specific scene, and I don't. I mostly remember Helena Shaw, but I can't really pick out any like big action sequence besides maybe a chase sequence early on in the movie. But other than that, it just kind of goes right over my head and out the other. At least there's no fridge scene. There's not even a call out to it, which again is very funny to me. Overall though, I think it was a decent film. I'd fix it by rewriting the slow parts, speeding them up a bit so the movie doesn't feel like it comes to a complete stop. I'd give some more memorable death scenes as well. Maybe just tune up that ending entirely. It really needed some other oomph to it that just isn't there. Otherwise, this is a decently solid adventure flick. I think it's well worth a watch, long as you have the right expectations. Otherwise, I don't think it would hurt to wait to see it on streaming. So ultimately, Indiana Jones 5 gets a 7 out of 10 from me. Hey guys, thanks for sticking around for another one. Indiana Jones has always been a fun series. I have seen all of these films, so it's not like I'm missing one. It's weird. Again, Raiders is an absolute classic. I think it's rather timeless. Everything in it is just a lot of fun. Maybe the transitions are a bit hokey. You don't really see that in movies these days, and they recreate the transitions in this one, which is, I mean, is an Indiana Jones staple. It does still feel a little cartoony, so I don't know. Maybe that's just modern sensibilities leaking in. I do find it weird that Temple of Doom had so many call-outs to it, because he talks about drinking the blood of Kali, being tortured by voodoo, and other stuff, and I'm just like, why are we calling out Temple of Doom, the very weirdly racist Indiana Jones movie? Which, okay, it's saying something when, you know, the antagonists in a lot of these are Nazis, but okay, whatever, sure. Last Crusade, again, a lot of fun, really enjoyed that. Crystal Skull, just, it's not great. I don't think it's as bad as everyone really says it is. I saw it in theaters and I thought it was just okay. I really didn't like the ending, but everything else around it I thought was just, you know, decent. I did like the ant death scene. That stuck in my mind for a very, very long time, even though it's all CG ants, but still, that's a fun death for a villain in there. And then this one, God, I wish there was more memorable moments here. There's only a few I can really think of, and one of them is because Antonio Banderas is in it, and the entire time I'm sitting here thinking about Puss in Boots, because yeah, Antonio Banderas doesn't change his voice. I don't know. What did you guys think about this movie? Did you like it? Did you think that it needed to be fixed up a bit? Do you think it's the worst Indiana Jones? People keep saying, oh, I heard this movie sucks, but the reviews don't follow that. It's getting pretty decent reviews, and I kind of agree. It's not bad. It just needs some fixing in some part. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. And then once you're done with that, please like the video, subscribe, ring that bell so you don't miss a video. Follow my socials, they're down in the corner. And yeah, that's it. Have a great day, and if you're not, have a better one. See ya.
I'm just a ghost in your stereo, the fading memory of a shipwreck in the undertow. You're just a lost soul, and I'm just a ghost in your stereo.